Students, let's solve one mechanism using instantaneous center method. Here, horizontal IC engine system is given to us. This is crank, and the angle is given 30 degree, connecting rods, and this is piston or slider. The dimensions are given. The length of crank is given 5 centimeter. The length of connecting rod is given 20 centimeter, and this crank rotates at a uniform speed of 240 rpm in this direction. So rpm of this crank is given to us. So here it is written 240 rpm. So if we know the rpm, you can have the angular velocity, you can calculate the angular velocity. By calculating the angular velocity, you can calculate the velocity of this link BA. Correct? Now, the question is, determine the angular velocity of the connecting rod. So connecting rod is our point B and C. This line joining B and C is the connecting rod. So the question is, determine the angular velocity of this connecting rod and the velocity of piston. Correct? So let's try to solve this example. First of all, as we are solving this numerical by considering instantaneous center method, first of all, let's locate all the instantaneous centers. So before that, we need to know how many links are there. So I'm giving the link number. This fixed joint, I'm giving it as number 1. Crank, I'm giving it as number 2. Connecting rod, this is my link number 3. And the piston is link number 4. Okay. Now next, after knowing the numbers of instantaneous centers, number of links, we can calculate the number of instantaneous center by using this equation, nn minus 1 by 2. So number of links are 4. So 4, 3 by 2. Again, we have 6 numbers of instantaneous centers. So which are they? Obviously, we'll quickly write it down here. This is link. How many links are there? 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm writing this in a column form. Correct, and I will write all the instantaneous centers here. First is I will start with number 1. So 1 2 1 3 1 4. We have maximum number 4 links. Similarly, I2 3, I2 4, I3 4. Correct. So 3 4 5 6 instantaneous center. Now some of the instantaneous centers you can directly write through the inspection by simply looking the mechanism. By if you have the idea how your link is rotating, you can write some of the instantaneous centers. So here we know that this is the pin point of link number 2. Your link number 2 will always rotate with respect to this fixed instantaneous center. So I'll write it as I12. Correct. This is I23. This instantaneous center is your permanent instantaneous center. Correct. This is your, if I consider link number 3 and link number 4, this will be I34. Correct. Link number 3, and the slider, the joint will be your I34. Correct. Then always remember the instantaneous center of this slider with respect to the reference. Number 1, with respect to the reference, this is the horizontal phase and it is traveling like this. So instantaneous center will always lie at infinity. Means what? The direction will be what? First of all, as you can see, the piston will move in this direction. The direction of the piston, vector velocity vector will be in this direction. So we know that the instantaneous center will be always perpendicular to the velocity vector. Correct. So here what we can do, this is the direction of motion of the piston. So normal to the direction, we can make one line, but we don't know where to stop. Correct. So I'm writing it as instantaneous center of this is I14, instantaneous center of piston with respect to reference, and it lies at infinity. I don't know where it is lying. Correct. So obviously I will simply make a line and I'll write it as this instantaneous center lies at infinity. Is that okay? So some of the instantaneous centers are located, correct? And keep this thing in your mind. It is not required. Don't locate each and every instantaneous centers, because uh, all the instantaneous centers will not be required while calculation, correct? So this is your 1 2 we have located, 2 3 we have located, 3 4 and 1 4 at infinity. 1 3 and 2 4 is still remaining, correct? So what we can do, let's use the circle diagram method. So again I will make a circle. How many links are there? 4 links are there, so I'll make 4 points. I'll join them to determine the instantaneous center 1 3. To locate the instantaneous center 1 3 is not located, see, so I 1 3. So what I can do, I can join 1 and 3. I can join 1 and 3. So you can get this instantaneous center 1 3 by joining 1 2 to 3. So I'm writing 1 2 to 3, and here 1 4 3 4, 1 4 3 4, correct? So here first is 1 2 2 3. Where is 1 2? 1 2 is here, 2 3 is here. So 1 2 2 3, I'm joining them and I'm simply extending them. So it will simply, I'm extending like this, correct? Let me make a dotted line. I'm simply extending this, joining 2 3 and 1 2 and 1 4 3 4. Now 1 4, we know that it is exactly perpendicular to the line of stroke, correct? And 3 4 is this, so it will intersect somewhere here. So this instantaneous center is your 1 3. Instantaneous center 1 3. This is neither permanent nor fixed instantaneous center. Then next, then next, uh, next instantaneous center is 2 4, correct? So let me join 2 and 4. So this 2 4 you can locate by extending 1 2 1 4, 1 2 and 1 4, correct? This is 1 2 and 1 4. Where is 1 2? 1 2 is here. This is 1 2. 1 4, 1 4 lies at infinity, and we know its direction. It is perpendicular to the line of stroke. So what we can do here, 1 2 and 1 4, I need to make one perpendicular line, obviously. So 1 2 and 1 4 lies at a certain infinite position, that is 90 degree to the line of stroke. So I can simply make a vertical line, correct? Then the next is 2 3 3 4. So 2 3 is here, 3 4 is here. So if you join 2 3 and 3 4, and if you extend, you will get your instantaneous center 2 4 somewhere here. Again, this is your neither permanent nor nor fixed instantaneous center. Is that okay? Now let's get back to the problem. The question is, determine the angular velocity of connecting rod. Your angular connecting rod is your link BC, and that is your link number 3. So I can write it as omega 3. I need to determine. Similarly, what is the velocity of this piston? Correct. So piston, it is denoted as C. So I need to determine the velocity of this piston using ICM method. So now after locating all the instantaneous centers, now let's try to calculate this unknowns. So first of all, I'll start with by determining the velocity of link number 2. So we know that angular velocity of link number 2, I can get it, or you can write it as omega BA will be what? 2 pi RPM of that link divided by 60. Correct. So RPM is given to us. I can write it as, this is link number 2. So I can write it as link number 2 is equals, angular velocity of link number 2 is equals to 2 pi. RPM is what? 240 and 60. You can have the angular velocity, correct? Radian per second. The value will be around 25.13. Now, after knowing the angular velocity, what you can do? You can determine the velocity. So, velocity is r into omega. So, what you can write? Velocity of link number 2. That will be what? Velocity of link number 2 will be radius. Radius will be what? Here, radius will be what? This is line joining A and B. Simple. That length is, I think, given to us. Correct. So AB is, the value is given, that is 5 centimeters. So 5 centimeter multiplied by omega that you calculated, omega 2 that you calculated. If you put 5 into, to do the calculation, you will get the velocity of link number 2 as certain number 125.65 centimeter per second. Correct. So this is the first thing you need to determine the velocity, angular velocity in the velocity, because one link must have certain input data, and that input data may be in terms of RPM or angular velocity directly. So thereby you can calculate the angular velocity and velocity of that link number, link 2. Now next, after knowing the velocity, let's determine the angular velocity of link number 3. So what I can do, we know the equation of angular velocity ratio theorem. What was that? What was that equation? So for x, I need to write it as I1y. For y, I need to write it as I1x, and here Ixy, Ixy. That was the theorem that we have used. So to determine the angular velocity of link number 3, what I will do? I will take the ratio of link number. I am knowing the angular velocity of 2 that I have just calculated. I am not knowing the angular velocity of link number 3. So what I am doing, I am simply using this particular theorem, omega 2 by omega 3, ratios of angular velocity. What I can write? I13, y is your 3, I23, I1, x is your 2, 2, 3. Correct. So now this is unknown. Omega 3 I need to determine. Omega 2 you have calculated. So you have certain answer here. Omega 3 is the unknown. Now it is quite simple. I13, I23. Where is I13? I13 is here. I23 is here. Now take a scale. With the help of scale, measure this particular value. Correct? In millimeter. Keep the same unit. So you can measure it. You can write it down here. Divided by I12, 23. Where is I12? I12 is here. I23. Where is I23? I23 is here. Correct. So again, you have this value, I think. Correct. So you can directly put that value. You can measure it. Thereby, you will get easily the angular velocity of link number 3 in radian per second. If you solve it, you will get it around 5.463 radian per second. Correct. So this is the first question. So this is the beauty of this angular velocity ratio theorem. With the ease, you can easily calculate the angular velocity or the velocity of any link within the mechanism. Now let's determine the velocity of, next question is what? Velocity of piston. Now to determine the velocity of piston, let's again use the angular velocity ratio theorem. We are knowing the value angular velocity of link number 3. It is known to us. Omega 4 we don't know. Not an issue. Correct. So what I'm doing, I'm taking ratios of angular velocities of link 3 and 4. So what I can write? I1 4, I3 4 divided by I1 3 3 4. X is 3, y is 4. So here what I can write? Omega 3 into I13, I34. Omega 3 is known to me. Correct. That I have calculated. 1 3 3 4. Where is 1 3? 1 3 is here. 3 4 is here. You can take a scale. You can measure it. You can write that value is equals to I14, I34 and omega 4. You don't have to worry about this portion because ultimately omega into radius is nothing but your velocity of piston. Velocity is r. R is your 1434. Correct? Where is 1434? 14. It is at infinity. 34. 34 is here. You don't have to worry about this RHS component because we need to determine velocity only. Correct? So velocity is omega into r. So you can directly write this as velocity of piston. This is known to us. This is known to us. Distance is known to us. So you can calculate the velocity of piston, and you will get it around. If you solve it, you will get it around this 77.57 centimeter per second. So the conclusion is what? You just have to apply the angular velocity ratio theorem in a correct way. That's it. So this was all about instantaneous center method numerical.